Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I pray that you're having a wonderful and blessed day and not allowing what's going on in the world to affect you to the point that you are not staying focused on what your Heavenly Father has for your life. I know things are difficult. I know times are hard. I know we're dealing with financial issues. I know we have lost a lot of loved ones, people we're not going to see again until Father in heaven call us to heaven. Today, I want to continue talking about the battle of the mind. I'm going to be sharing with you about how I actually dealt with a Jezebel spirit, not knowing this person had like a demonic Jezebel influence spirit on them. But the energy of this person was very clear when they came into the market. I've shared the story before on some of my other recordings, but this one I'm trying to get more, give you more clarity, more detail of what I dealt with, and so that if you're looking for something in particular and how to deal with something in general when you're coming against demonic attacks on your family and yourself, I wanted to share it in a more breaking down as much as I can that can help you understand what you're dealing with. Because you may not be dealing with everything that I've dealt with. So this is the reason why I'm breaking it down. So you can go directly to what you're looking for, directly on how to handle things. So you won't have to go and just listen to every recording that I'm recording, the other one. So this one you can just kind of find what you're looking for in general. I did not know I was going to be dealing with a Jezebel spirit that particular day. Me and my son, we went to the market. At that point, I was still dealing with hearing that voice and the other multiple voices, but just one would talk when I was out and at the market sometime, and then I would hear multiple ones sometime. But the voices at this point was getting lesser and lesser, and they were not as strong. So the direction Father in heaven had me going to stay focused and getting into the Word and studying in the Bible, in the way that He was guiding me, Jesus was telling me things that I needed to do and how to handle everything. And at this point, when this young lady came into the store, I had no clue I was going to be dealing with anyone that was like under Jezebel demonic influence until this lady walked down the aisle where me and my son, we weren't down a particular aisle. We were actually standing in line to buy groceries. And she just walked down that particular one where we were. Now, there were other ones there. There were like 4 registers that were open. Ours were like the 6th one because I believe the store has either 7 registers. So we were like in the line of 6, and it wasn't a lot of people in all of the lines, but she particularly picked this one where me and my son was standing at. Once she got there, she kind of picked up something similar what I had in my grocery basket. And the energy on her was just really, really weird. So when she came down the area where we were, I just said hi to her. And her face expression was mean. She ignored exactly what I said. I was like, well, maybe she didn't hear me. But her focus was mostly on my son. So when she got into the line and got 2 things that were similar to what I had in my basket, when she would look at me, she had this like evil, mean look on her face, but her focus was on my son. But when she looked at him, it was totally different. Now, I have never seen this young lady before, never, I'm more of the kind of person that I actually stay to myself. And when I need to go out and do things like at the market or at the store, or, I have family that live out here, I'll go to their house or they'll come to mine. But this was the first time I had ever seen her. Her clothing that she had on embodied that she had like a sexual energy on her. And when I said clothing, it was like she was wearing like a shirt that kind of looked like it could be a t-shirt. And her size frame was of a plus size young lady. Now, I'm plus size myself. But there's no way in the world that I would wear something that short and that revealing to the point that she had to keep pulling it down so it wouldn't show other parts of her body. Now, when Father started talking to me, Jesus, he started saying that is a Jezebel spirit on her. What he said was it was Jezebel spirit. Because it's not a lot of words that Father actually used. And I started saying, okay, I'm not really familiar with Jezebel spirit. But Father brought this song into my mind and I started singing it. Oh, how I love Jesus. And I just started singing it. That young lady behind me, she did like a backup. It was just like she just started backing up. And I wasn't singing loud enough so that everyone could hear me in the store. I was just singing loud enough that my son can hear me, the lady at the register that was ringing us up, her behind us, and the people that was behind her. And the more I started singing it, she started backing up. And then she did this weird kind of like she was turning around, just her body. And then she just turned and backed up and went behind the people behind her. And then the more I started singing the song, she left that line and went somewhere else. That particular situation, once I got home, I immediately looked up Jezebel Spirit because I needed clarity of what I just dealt with. And this pastor happened to be online, his study, explaining about Jezebel spirits. And when I started listening to what he broke down, sexual, very manipulative, and very dominating, the person that they're after, could be mean, sexual, and that is actually in the Word. Also, giving information about how to deal with certain things and how, you have to get clarity of when you're coming against a person that have that kind of energy. Like I said, I was not very knowledgeable of Jezebel Spirit. I did not know anything about it. I didn't know it dealt with sexuality in a way that was very dominating over a man. I had no clue, and my understanding that there are also maybe males that might have Jezebel spirits over them. But it become to the point that you look at a person, and my son, he does like this rocking back and forth. But he was looking at her in a way that, because of what she had on and her clothing. But you can tell that my son has autism. But this spirit was thinking like, okay, we're already attacking her through the mind. So I have to do my part and try to get at her son. But what the spirit didn't know, I was talking to Jesus the whole entire time. And he was letting me know what I was dealing with. And what I was coming up against. And how this particular demonic spirit was influencing this young lady to do certain things. So I just wanted to share that part. And I pray that if you're dealing with anything like this, you go to Jesus and get clarity and understanding on how to deal with it. And how to get understanding of what you're dealing with. It is very valid that you get into the Word, into the Bible, build that close relationship with Jesus. On the next recording, I'm going to share with you how the difference from when I was in the church and just being actively involved and telling myself I had a relationship with Jesus to the point how I know the difference now. So you have a wonderful and blessed day. Whatever you're dealing with, go to your Heavenly Father for answers. Bye-bye.